life is hard, and then you get 3 t-shirts in a row censored by Teespring.
Bog Panda.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Bog Panda. I'm Kelly at KELLYTHUL on Twitter and Instagram.
I am Dr. Mike at Official Pagan on everything. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on notifications, buy merch. We're going to talk about that.
So we're going to get to that. The official theme of this episode is woe is us, how hard our life is, surrounded by first world problems, all these types of things. So been a couple things coming up recently that we're trying to work through. And so we thought we'd whine about it for an episode. So lucky you get to hear us whine for a little bit. We'll try and keep it short. So before we get to the merch conversation, I wanted to go with one of our other challenges is
getting Clarence Thomas as a guest.
No, not that. We still need to try and get the hot tub girl from Flu Blood and Honey, but haven't really sorted that out yet. But it's still on my radar to figure out how to do that. That's the guest we want. I don't believe that she's involved in the judiciary at all. I think she's totally independent, which may be helpful. But Mike, why don't you regale the listeners a little bit with your challenges on searching for Bog Panda through Google?
Yeah, so this has happened a couple times to me now. So Kelly runs the channel. He's the one who publishes everything. And if you guys see any of the shorts or any of our call and response type videos where it'll start with just Kelly or myself, then the other person reacts to that. That's because we're shooting those separately and then sharing them with each other to make the responses. Unlike these where we're clearly both filming at the same time. Kelly will just kind of give me a heads up of when one gets published. So I'll go and check it out because usually I haven't seen the final product because Kelly edits all that together. So I'm excited just to kind of see how everything turned out because I'm just kind of shooting something, throwing it out there and, hoping it works. So I'm seeing it typically for the first time, the same time everybody else is. So I'll go and check it out. And something that's happened recently is I'll go into the YouTube app, I'll type in Bog Panda, and other times it'll give me other suggestions of things, but now it's specifically taking me to Big Panda instead of Bog Panda. And it's not me typing it in or choosing that because it'll give me the option of actually searching Bog Panda if I click on a separate link for that, which I sent Kelly a screenshot of, which I'm assuming you can throw up on the screen here. Again, I won't see that until I search Bog Panda on YouTube when this episode goes up.
Yeah, and it happens autocorrects you. In any place you're typing, you type Bog Panda and it's did you mean Big Panda? So we get hit in YouTube, we get hit in a word processing package or just on a Google search, it starts to kind of autocorrect your way. And Big Panda on YouTube, living up to its name, it's a good sized channel. It's got a lot of traffic. So we're going to keep working to try and increase name recognition and not get autocorrected into oblivion. We had considered other things like going back to the old Squat Cobbler days and doing Squat Panda or Bog Cobbler or something like that.
Bog Cobbler sounds filthy.
Yeah, it's actually almost worse than Squat Cobbler.
Yeah, that's it. It sounds way worse.
Yeah. So we'll see. So we're gonna stick to our guns and stay with Bog Panda and try and make it work. But it has been a bit of an annoyance. While that's mildly irritating, we're now going to go into something that's like super irritating, which is the difficulty that I have had with Teespring, the T-shirt organization we work with or utilize to put our merchandise out. The pros of Teespring is it's a really nice interface, pretty easy to put a shirt together, good selection of different things you can kind of put the stuff on, pretty easy interface to work with, and it's pretty clean and slick, easy to kind of write the ad copy, price it the way you want to. It kind of lets you do all that good stuff nice and easy, and goes out. There's also a promise of that it does some level of cross promotion to try and get you additional traffic. We've not seen a lot of that yet, but
there's also, once you can unlock integrating that with your YouTube channel once you hit a certain subscriber number as well.
Yeah. So there's some good opportunities there as we continue to work to get to those subscriber numbers. So so those have been good, nice to work with, and we've got a number of shirts out there. There was one that got rejected a long time ago, and it was, I used two public names in the in the name of it. It was somebody is the same as somebody and something else. I can't remember if it was Christopher.
Was
Walken.
one of them Clarence Thomas?
It was not Clarence Thomas or Hot Tub Girl from and I'm sure she's got a real name, but the it just didn't work out. So they bounced that one. I said, okay, I kind of get that, because they're like, I don't know if you can kind of be using this person's name. So
yeah, and that makes sense, because you could run into potential trademark issues and things like that down the line. So that makes sense, I guess. Yeah. I'm not happy about it, but I can understand the logic.
But then I had 3 what I felt were great t-shirts in a row that got bounced. And it got to the point when I got to number 3, because what'll happen is I'll create the t-shirt, I'll publish it, the ad will actually appear. I grabbed the URL and I was sending it to Mike, say, hey, take a look at this. And it was on the second one. Mike saw it, said, love it, I want to get that one. And I'm like, nope, they just took it down.
As soon as I responded, like, oh, I'm ordering this one for myself because it's great.
Yep, it was gone. And then the third one, same thing. So I want to kind of step you folks through now these 3 highly offensive t-shirts, so that you have been spared from. So the first one came from a recent show where Mike brought up the fact that, kind of a scam that some folks will run, or used to be able to run at the Disney parks, is they would go in with an actually offensive, as opposed to ours, an actually offensive t-shirt, and so bad that Disney would approach them and either at a deep discount or for free say, hey, why don't you wear this Disney t-shirt instead of your highly offensive t-shirt? We're good. But eventually Disney kind of, I guess because they were yakking about it in social media, say, hey, this is a good way to go. Disney's apparently backed off of that a little bit now. Says you need to go buy a shirt, which is a very reasonable
full price.
Yeah, very appropriate. But so kind of inspired by that, I created a t-shirt to say, this is a highly offensive t-shirt. You should buy me a replacement. So,
I didn't even get to see this one.
Yeah, that was the first one I did. And they get a little note from them, kind of, I've gotten this before from Google or YouTube too. It's like, hey, everybody makes mistakes. You just made one. And I'm like, what? I mean, I had the word highly offensive. I don't know if they have like a really weak algorithm, but I challenge you to say how that violates community guidelines. But so that's strike 1. So strike 2, we were talking about, as we often do, we kind of bring up the Legends Ultimate Mini. Mike has the Legends Ultimate Mini, Tetris theme, super cool. One of the best things about the Mini is the fact that the monitor can rotate. Mike, you use it mostly for pinball, right?
Correct.
And you like to keep it vertical, right?
I do, sir.
Yep. And so I took that quote, but I like to keep it vertical, and turned it on its side so it was vertical, which I thought was actually very clever.
It was a really cool design.
And so I said, I like to keep it vertical. And so with the text vertical, and published it. The ad went up, sent Mike the link. He liked it. It was taken down. So I thought, and so maybe I go, all right, maybe I got in trouble with the description. because but and I thought about this because there's like you can put a title, you put a title on your ad as well. So you got the t-shirt, like to keep it vertical. And for the caption for the title of the thing, I wrote Mike's favorite. And I originally was going to go Mike's favorite position, which, okay, I go there. It's the position of the monitor I'm talking about. Clearly not offensive, but I could understand how someone might look at that particular title and find it out. So I chose to edit myself and just said Mike's favorite. And then the description was, monitor position, of course, and da, 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 da. So that was up for all of 30 seconds before it gets chopped down there. So I'm a little shell shocked now. And then the third one, and the put for me has put the nail in Teespring's coffin. And I'm in market now to see if I can find a less jackbooted thug censoring of it. But on a recent show too, I believe during the intro section, where we encourage you to like and subscribe, and we do encourage you to like and subscribe because that caresses the Google algorithm. So that was a unique way to talk about, helping us with the Google algorithm. So, so I had a t-shirt that said caress the Google algorithm. No, actually it said caress the algorithm because I figured, okay, they throw Google in there.
Can't say Google. Yeah.
So I just said caress the algorithm. So nonpartisan, you could be caressing the Bing algorithm for all we know.
Could you though?
No, probably not. the Bing algorithm does get a lot of love. Actually not bad though. It's actually a pretty good search engine. Yep. And so that one too, got it. And again, it went down too. So we would be interested if you've been with us so far on our whining. When we talk about this is an offensive t-shirt, I like it vertical, caress the algorithm. Do any of those offend you? Have your sensibilities been harmed by anything? Let us know.
Are you deeply distraught by the content that we're speaking of?
Because that's not our goal, is to distress society. But it just doesn't seem to me fair. It just doesn't seem.
No, and listen, we're not just a bunch of gaping Clarence Thomases here. We understand that this is a first world problem across the board for us here, but we are having fun and we're trying to make some fun t-shirts for you guys. I don't personally think there was anything that was objectionable about that. And I've definitely seen, because again, with Teespring, once you hit a certain subscriber base, you can integrate that with your videos. So there'll be a link right under your video on YouTube to take you to the merch store that's associated with that channel. So I've seen a lot of Teespring things, and I've definitely seen shirts that are far edgier than anything we've put out there.
Yeah. So, yeah. And there's a way when they bounce you to kind of say, if you want to challenge this, here's a link to fill out the form. And I'm not going to get into a debate about them about caressing the algorithm. I got other things to do. So,
we still have other shirts that are up there, but we're trying to give you guys choices because it's important that people choose what goes on their own bodies.
Which will not be a t-shirt. So, you hear that, Teespring? See how I edit stuff? See how I'm looking out for the public good? So, yep. So it's been a little cathartic for me. So thank you, folks. Appreciate you if you hung around listening to us. But I would be super interested. Are we just missing something here? Are those things just like loaded with offensiveness? And like I said, I did the editing. I could have gone a little bit edgier on the I like it vertical. But I didn't, and it didn't help. So, because I thought it might be a little bit of risk if I tried to get a little there. So we'll see. But we will continue to have merch. We will continue to have merch somewhere. And maybe Teespring will see the error of their ways, and they've kind of allowed these to go through now. There's a second check, but I'm very skeptical of that. And so we'll look around. So I guess the other question would be, outside of, would like to hear from you folks if any of those are offensive. If you have found a good company like this that lets you kind of put the merch up, let people order it, that you've had good luck with, Would love to hear who you're working with and what your experience has been, and would, I like it vertical, make it through their sensors, because I want that shirt on our store.
Yeah, I wanted that shirt so bad. Like I was ready to order that shirt for myself. And as soon as I responded to you, you're like, you can't. It's done. It's gone.
It's gone. So we'll see. Yeah, there's the other little goodie in there. We may have to be shopping somewhere else anywhere, because they say after repeated violations, we may have to suspend your account. So I rang up 3 in about 5 minutes. So we'll have to.
It's like you're trying to get kicked off.
Yeah, it's like, come on. But and I didn't realize I was trying to do it at the time, because I really didn't think I was pushing the envelope, but apparently I was. So my apologies. So we'll be back again soon with much happier news. And thanks for watching, folks.
Thanks, everybody.